guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, my voice is like kind of gone. Ezra was sick last week, like I mentioned in my last video, and then I guess I just kind of got whatever he had. My throat's been a little bit sore, and I've kind of had a little bit of a cough, but I like still feel pretty good, so hopefully it goes away soon. Luckily, Ezra's doing better. He still has a teeny bit of a cough, but we've kind of gotten back into like our routine just because we were locked up for like 3 or 4 days while he was sick. I didn't really want to take him anywhere and like get anyone else sick, so we just kind of stayed at home. But yeah, we've just kind of been getting back into our routine and I'm feeling pretty good. Anyway, today we're going to do a whole third trimester pregnancy update. I've written down a lot of what I want to share with you guys. So I just kind of want to go through and mention like any differences between my first pregnancy and this pregnancy. If you're new here, my name is Allie. Welcome. I have a 20-month-old son and I am going to be 35 weeks and 3 days pregnant with our little girl. So I'm super excited. I can't believe it's like gone by this fast. I feel like this pregnancy has definitely gotten a lot faster than my first one. My first one just carried on forever. But this one has definitely flown by, and I mean, I still have like 4 more weeks, so I guess I'm not done yet, but I feel like it's just gone by so fast. Let me know if you guys feel that way too, if you have more than one kid. But yeah, let's just get started. Hopefully you guys can hear me and understand me. My voice is sounding a little worse right now than it was before, so yeah. Anyway, okay, so the first thing I've noticed is I am so hungry all the time. This started like a couple weeks ago, I'd say. But like I said, I am 34 weeks and 4 days today. So almost 35 weeks, and I feel like I'm just starving all the time. Like no matter how much I eat, I'm not satisfied. But then the other problem is that I have felt so nauseous these past 2 weeks. I just like don't want to eat anything. Nothing sounds good. So it's hard because I'm so hungry and I'm like snacking all the time, but I'm not really eating a ton of like dinner or like actual meals because they just don't sound appealing to me. And I'm just like really nauseous. I actually did throw up last week. I threw up a ton. Like it was just one time, but it was just a lot more than I had like ever thrown up, I feel like. And then the week before that, I actually threw up as well. So I hadn't thrown up in like a couple months. And then I had my last 2 weeks, I threw up once each week. So that was kind of weird. I didn't really know what to expect because with Ezra, I threw up my entire pregnancy and I was nauseous the entire time and I had lost so much weight and I was just super sick like the entire 39 weeks I was pregnant with him. But this time around I have been feeling so good, so I was like really surprised that I did get nauseous enough to like throw up. But that's been kind of weird. I like didn't expect to be feeling this nauseous like this far along. And then I'm also super tired, and it's weird because I'm like trying to eat so much more so I do have energy and I do have like those calories in me, but I just feel so tired all the time. I used to not nap when Ezra would nap, just because I would have like tons of stuff to get done and I like being busy and like making sure our house is like spotless. But ever since I entered like my 3rd trimester, I have been so tired, and I actually had anemia for the first, I mean, I like still have it. My iron levels are still low, but I had it pretty bad the first few months of my pregnancy. I got an iron infusion and I don't feel a big difference. Like I used to get pretty bad headaches throughout the day if I didn't nap. So now I don't really get headaches anymore, but I still nap, and I nap even longer than I did before just because I am exhausted. Like I am so tired. I'd say by like 7 o'clock at night, I am ready to go to bed. I definitely take like an hour to 2 hour nap every day, and I feel like that has been helping. I wish I didn't have to nap, but that's kind of the reality of it right now. Something that is also major this time around is I have so much pain and like pressure in my pelvis area. I told my doctor a few months ago, I was like, hey, I feel like she's super low. Like I'm feeling a lot of pain and like discomfort down there. And she said, yeah, like that's kind of normal with your second pregnancy. Let me know if like that gets any worse or anything. So at my last appointment, I told my OB, that I was having like a lot of pain, and like a lot of pain in my left leg as well. Anytime I'd stand up, it would just be like a sharp like shock of pain would just like shoot down my leg, and it was always on my left side. So I told her that, and she said that there's not a ton I can do right now, and to just take Tylenol. But I looked it up, and also there's a hormone that is released when you're pregnant, and it loosens the ligaments in your pelvis. So she also said that might have something to do with it, just because everything's loose down there. There's not as much like support, which is really bad because baby's down there, so there's a lot more pressure down there, so I need that support. So that's kind of scary, but I have been lucky to like not have tons of pain other than that, because with Ezra I had super bad lower back pain. My back just hurt so bad all the time, and I think it's because I was still in school, so I was like sitting for most of the day. But luckily my back hasn't been hurting this time around. I can still work out, which is really nice. I've been working out quite a bit, almost every day. Not almost every day, sorry, almost 5 times a week, which is my goal, and I've been feeling pretty good about that. I definitely have to modify quite a bit of my workouts, but I still feel like I get a good workout in, and I feel great after I'm done. So that has been awesome. Also, along with working out, I noticed, like, I don't know if you guys have heard of rectus abdominis, but it's kind of when, so your abs are like right here, and then it's kind of like when your abs separate, because that's what happens when you're pregnant, and then like they start pointing out. I don't know a ton about it, so if you are interested in this, like definitely look it up. But I didn't notice this with Ezra, and I have definitely noticed this a lot this time around, and I feel like it's kind of gotten worse, and I've been very mindful of like not using my abs to like sit up, or especially when I'm like carrying Ez, he wants to be held a lot, so it's kind of hard to like lift him up and not use my abdomen. So that's been kind of hard, but I've been trying to do that. I have noticed that it's gotten a little bit worse, so I'm kind of nervous about that. And I know that like you have to do surgery to repair it, and there's not really a lot you can do after it's like past a certain point. I'm hoping it's not as bad as I think it is, but I mean, I'll just talk to my doctor and see what the options are and kind of see where to go from there. I have the hardest time laying flat on my back, or even if I'm like not completely flat but pretty low, I have the hardest time breathing, and I get really lightheaded. This also happened with Ezra, so I'm like, it's kind of like the same thing, but so I'm like I kind of expected it. But yeah, it just sucks because it's like hard to get comfortable sometimes. And then I haven't surprisingly had any heartburn at all. So I don't know if you guys have heard like the old wives' tale that like if you have really bad heartburn, they are born with like a ton of hair. I had a lot of heartburn with Ezra. He had quite a bit of hair. So I don't know if that's like actually true and correlates, or if it's just like something people say. But maybe she's gonna come out bald. I don't know. I haven't had like any heartburn, which is really surprising. And then I haven't had any contractions. I didn't really have any with Ezra, at least that like I noticed. I know, like, I don't really know what to expect for like a contraction. I know your like whole entire belly gets like really hard when you do have a contraction. So maybe they're just so soft that I haven't noticed. But I don't think I've had any contractions, and I didn't really have any contractions or like Braxton Hicks with Ezra. I don't know. Maybe they're just so soft I don't notice them, or maybe I just really haven't had any. And then along with like sleeping and it being like uncomfortable to like move and get comfortable, I feel like my belly is just huge, and it's so hard because I like to sleep on my stomach, but I can't because baby girl is right there. So it's kind of hard to get comfortable. But I have had to wake up in the middle of the night to like pee quite a few times. It hasn't been as bad as it was with Ezra. With Ezra, I had to wake up like 3 times a night to pee, and it was terrible. I like just could not sleep. But this time around, I usually wake up around like 4 or 5 in the morning and go to the bathroom. The hard thing with that though is that like it's hard for me to fall asleep and get comfortable. So it takes me forever to fall asleep in the first place, and then I have to wake up, go to the bathroom, and then it takes me forever to fall asleep when I do get back from the bathroom. So that's kind of been a hard adjustment, just because I feel like I wake up and I I'm not super well rested, which also might contribute to like me being tired all the time. Also, haven't noticed any stretch marks yet. I didn't get any with Ezra, so I'm really hoping I don't get any this time around. But if I do, I mean, that's fine. I'm just gonna try to moisturize and hopefully they'll go away or get lighter as like time goes on. I feel like I'm more nervous this time around than I was with Ezra. I'm nervous to see how it's going to be like transitioning from 1 to 2 kids, just because I didn't have a hard time with the transition from 0 to 1. But we'll see how that goes. I am just so excited. Anyway, that's kind of all I have today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, drop them down below. And next week I'm going to be sharing everything I'm going to pack in my hospital bag and everything I'm packing for my husband, because he's not going to pack his bag. I'm probably going to pack his bag. That's just kind of the way we do things around here, just to make sure he doesn't forget anything. And yeah, that's kind of it. Thanks again for watching.